Morning. The Trump administration is moving forward with plans to change how tens of thousands of federal employees are classified. Plus, two bills focusing on accountability and leadership in schools easily pass a state Senate committee.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neela Green here with you on this Friday, February 6th. The time is now 6 o'clock, and let's check in with meteorologist Megan Duswell for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I'm ready for the weekend.
I'm ready for the weekend for those dry conditions, partly cloudy skies, and a gradual warm-up trend. Sign me up for that. Unfortunately, you do have to get through your Friday first, and we're going to see temperatures not too bad for your Friday. I mean, this morning, looking at temperatures just slightly below freezing. This afternoon, temperatures will be above freezing for almost everybody. And then as we head into the day, though, that's when we're starting to see some chances of rain, snow, wintry mix. Really everything is in store. I'll go ahead and zoom out so you can see that system that is just north of us, which will be a provider of that wintry weather heading through the next several hours and into the early hours of your Saturday. So something to look out for, but here's what you need to know over the course of the next 12 hours. Wintry mix chances, snow chances, rain, all in the forecast starting around that 11 o'clock time frame for our far northern counties and continuing into the evening. Neely.
Megan, thank you. A ransom deadline has come and gone with no response in the case of the apparent abduction of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, the mom of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. The investigators intensifying now 6 days in. Meanwhile, authorities in Arizona are confirming new details about the search and crime scene as the family makes yet another public plea to her could-be abductors. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
6 days into the search for Nancy Guthrie, and the Pima County Sheriff is holding out hope that the 84-year-old is still alive.
We believe Nancy is still out there.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family.
Late Thursday, Nancy's son Cameron released a new video directed at her potential abductors as one purported ransom deadline passed.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly.
Authorities haven't released specifics on the terms of the note or confirmation of its authenticity, but the FBI says it contained details not previously made public at the time it was sent.
The ransom itself, one talked about an Apple Watch and one talked about a floodlight. We're not going to go into specifics.
But the sheriff has released a detailed timeline of the night Nancy went missing. She arrived home from dinner with her daughter Saturday night at 9:48 p.m. The garage door closed 2 minutes later. At 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12 a.m., software detects movement, but it wasn't captured on video. At 2:28 a.m., Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker disconnects from her phone. Then at 11:56 a.m., the family checks on Nancy after she doesn't show up to church. Authorities say DNA testing has revealed that the bloodstains found outside the home do belong to Guthrie.
Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere.
The FBI now offering a $50,000 reward. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Authorities say one person has been arrested in relation to a different phony ransom note sent to the Guthries. This being one reason they don't want to make too much information public so copycats don't clog up the investigation. President Donald Trump spoke at the National Prayer Breakfast yesterday. This is his 6th time giving remarks at the annual event, which presidents customarily attend. During his remarks, the president went after Democrats and Republicans who oppose his policies, including Congressman Thomas Massie and Senator Rand Paul.
Before we got 100% vote, except for this guy named Thomas Massie. There's something wrong with him. We call him Rand Paul Jr. You know, it's like they just vote no. They love voting no.
President Trump reaffirmed his support for many of his under-fire cabinet members, including DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. President Donald Trump announced Japan's Prime Minister will visit the White House next month. The visit is scheduled for March 19th. That is a bit more than a month after an election set for Sunday in Japan. It puts all 465 seats of Japan's parliament up for grabs, which could impact her job too. President Trump met the Prime Minister in October when he visited Asia. The conservatives got along well, and she nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize. The Trump administration is moving forward with its plans to change how tens of thousands of federal employees are classified. The federal administration issued a new rule that would classify roughly 50,000 federal workers. It allows agencies to shift senator staffers involved in policy into a new category, making them at-will employees who are easier to fire. The administration says this will let them quickly remove staffers who perform poorly, engage in misconduct, or obstruct presidential directives. 91 school superintendents have endorsed Governor Andy Beshear's Pre-K for All initiative. That is about half of the state school districts. Right now, more than half of Kentuckian kids are showing up to kindergarten already behind. Officials say that hurts businesses, families, and most importantly, our kids.
Over time, pre-K is projected to grow Kentucky's workforce by up to 70,000 people. And studies show that for every dollar invested in pre-K, we get $10 cycled through our economy. It's clear, Kentucky needs pre-K for all.
The governor proposed a state budget that would include funding for the Pre-K for All initiative. Right now, Kentucky lawmakers are still working on a new budget for the Commonwealth. Two bills that focus on accountability and leadership in schools easily passed a state Senate committee. Both are considered priority legislation. One deals with ensuring fairness between teacher and administrator pay. Another sets up a program to help school principals in their new roles. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what the laws would do if passed.
We have a second from Senator Wilson.
Kentucky lawmakers say there's been a lot of complaints in recent years about central office staff earning significantly more than frontline teachers.
It's a larger problem in your urban areas, your urban districts, your wealthier districts that have more funds available.
Senate Bill 2 would not allow administrators to receive larger percentage pay increases than teachers.
Our teachers should not be asked to fall behind while administrators move ahead.
Accountability and transparency and making sure there is some equalization of pay for administrators versus frontline teachers.
Senate Bills 2 and 4 passed the Senate Education Committee unanimously. Senate Bill 4 would set up a new 4-year training program to help new school principals.
But the number one reason that teachers were leaving the profession was leadership in their building.
Senate Bill 4 sets up school principal leadership programs with the Kentucky Chamber Foundation assisting with the framework, and businesses have already funded some through the program.
And I am sure if you talk to any of them, they will tell you that this was truly a life-changing experience.
Senator West says if the measure passes, he will request the state invest more than $2 million for the 4th year of the program. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Senate Bills 2 and 4 now move to the full Senate floor. A bill is moving forward in the Kentucky legislature that could change your drinking water. House Bill 103 passed by a 67-29 vote yesterday afternoon. The proposal would make water fluoridation optional for local water systems, removing the state mandate. Some lawmakers raised concerns about the logistics of this bill if it passes.
I just don't know how, if you allow all these systems to have their choices, how this whole water system and how we distribute water in the state doesn't break down.
Similar bills have been approved in the House in previous years, but have stalled. House Bill 103 now heads to the Senate.
We're staying plenty dry right now here in eastern Kentucky, but as we take a zoom out across the Midwest, that's where you're going to start to see the system that's going to make its way into our region over the next couple hours. In fact, this is a pretty large system, but here in eastern Kentucky, it's going to be rather quick moving, giving us some chances for accumulation. I'll touch on that in just a couple of minutes. But in terms of what we're seeing temperature-wise right now, below freezing all across the region, looking at 19 degrees in Clintwood, 32 in Stanton, 28 in Manchester, and by this afternoon, well, we'll be warming into a mixture of the 30s and 40s, which is not that bad compared to what we have seen this week. But the system is also bringing much colder air as we're heading into the weekend, unfortunately, which means it's going to be a lot colder tonight and tomorrow. Something to look out for. Here's a look at that look at the forecast over the next couple of hours. We're talking high temperatures around that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock time frame with a chance of a wintry mix, especially in the middle of the day. Neely.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Football's biggest night is just 2 days away. We have a look at some of the country's most dedicated fans, including one man that's never missed a Super Bowl.